in November. So I want to welcome you all to the Go Team call tonight. And we've got tonight's hosts are myself and my good friend Stacy Reed, and a brilliant mind of organizational awesomeness and Beachbody coaching awesomeness. And I'm thrilled to have her be on the call. So Stacy, why don't you say a few words to the people?
Okay, what do you want me to say?
Just rap, lay down a rap right now. Go.
Oh man, I'm not as good as you, Dan. I can't do that on the fly.
Tell us what, tell us a little bit about your journey in coaching. Well, we'll get to that in a second because we're going to talk a little bit about how it fits into Asana.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to mute everybody else for just a second because we're going to be recording this, guys, and we really want to make sure that we get an excellent recording on this because this is going to be a great share for future. Okay, hold on. So, manage participants. Very good. I'm going to mute everybody except for Stacy. So here we go. All right. So very good. Unmute Stacy. You there still, girl?
Yep.
Okay, great. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be covering a little bit about Asana. We're going to talk a little bit about who and what or how this thing is going to benefit us. And it's really, really cool. So I want to welcome new coaches tonight. Are there any new coaches in the house? Yes, there are. And I would say so. Deb, I'm going to unmute you. Go. Say hey.
Hi.
That's Deb Spratt. Everybody welcome Deb Spratt. Clapping.
Yay.
Clapping.
Hey, Deb.
Hi.
Deb Spratt's new. And Paul Hodges, you're relatively new, about 2 weeks or 3 weeks old. Go for Paul.
Yes, sir. We're
Hey,
here.
Paul.
Hey, guys.
Awesome. And technically, Stephanie Morris, I'm going to give you go. Stephanie, say something.
Hey.
Hey, says Stephanie. Awesome. I love it. We had a call last night with Stephanie. She had like kids crawling in the bed with her while we're doing the call. It was awesome. It was great. So that's great. All right. So welcome to our new coaches. Guys, we're so happy you're here. This is going to be, I think, a helpful call because remember why we're doing this. We want to help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy, fulfilling life. And I want to take you back. To the original thing of why the Go Team exists. Because if we don't define this almost every time, guys, I want to just tell you again, I think if we keep it clear, then we, as your people who are helping lead this charge, we're going to keep it clear because we want to equipping busy coaches with the essentials to build thriving businesses that help people achieve their goals and live healthy and fulfilling lives. We're here to equip. We're kind of making it about the essentials, not trying to put tons of bells and whistles and like every option in the world out there. We're trying to make something that's essential. And then we want you to build thriving businesses. Okay. And that's why we're here tonight. Now, in the chat, I'm going to ask y'all. Bam, we got a special chat shout out. Ready? It's a chat shout out. What? Okay. In the chat, I want you to type in there, please, very quickly, one vital behavior you've practiced in the last week. And it's got to be specific. Don't just say, I was a product of the product. Go. Tell me something specific. Go. Something specific. What did you do this week? Vital behavior. Oh, don't say you invited. You got to do more than that. Inviting's a new challenge. That's helpful. Okay. How many people? Maybe. Worked out to all 3 workouts. One more. Oh. 10. Nice job, Stacy. Good. Good work. Fish one. Oh, yeah. Look at a little bit of share. So it's nice work. 10 invited to a challenge group. That's great. Paul Hodges, how about you? I want to hear from you. Can you do it? Can you do it in the chat? You invited 15 people. See? Makes me so happy. I love seeing those numbers on inviting. That's the hardest part often, guys. Any specific, anybody on personal development? I have listened. So yeah, nice. There we go. Yeah. Doing push 30. Oh, look at that. She's hitting a little bit of Shailene stuff. Very good. Eat that frog for Liz. Good. Lots of very Vaynerchuk. Good stuff. This week was a lot for me about I was hanging out in How to Win Friends and Influence People for me. So that was a big one for me. And I love the book. I'm getting a little bit, I don't know if you guys, has anybody read it in the book? Anybody read that book? I like it. He just does so many stories. I like sometimes go, yep, I got it, dude. I really do. I get the fact that we need to be nice to people. It's driving me a little bit crazy, but I'm trying to get through it. I love that he gives examples, but man, sometimes I'm like, dude, I got enough examples. Thank you, Dale Carnegie. Anyway, we're going to move on. I want us to get, so thanks for the shout outs that was our chat shout out. That was our, I wish I had theme music. Do we have theme music, Stacy, next time?
Sure.
Just like, bum, bum, da, 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 shout out. Boom. That would be awesome. All right. Sorry. I'm feeling goofy today. That's what we do. I've always wanted to be Jimmy Fallon, but I'm nowhere nearly as talented. So that's about all I got. This week, guys, creating order out of chaos. And I wish I had it would be awesome to be like Star Wars. Boom, 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 Asana. It's like this really cool thing. Because I think, guys, this is really going to benefit us in a very, very helpful way. Now, let me quickly over here real fast. Bam, bam. I need to get over to my window. Okay, here we go. And so Stacy, because she and I are kind of tag team on this, and she's the one where she's going to tell you a little bit of story about Asana and how we got there and how we think it's going to really benefit our team. So Stacy, go ahead and take it away before I change this slide, and we can move on from there.
Okay. Well, basically, Asana came about because, well, let's just go back a little bit. When I started coaching, I realized that it was really crazy. It was kind of overwhelming at the beginning, and I'm a person that thrives on systems, and so I was trying to figure out how to keep track of all of these new people, new leads, and I was literally going through my Facebook messages, and I would just go in there and be like, okay, who did I talk to last? Who do I need to message next? And I would just kind of keep up that way. And that was the only kind of list I had. I didn't have any other list. And so then when I started working with Dan, he had something that was called, what was that one called? Base or something.
Yes.
And we were trying to use Base, and it just was very confusing. It was too much information. And I did some research on a bunch of different products. And I found Asana after doing some research on Beachbody coaches that have used other systems. And I loved it. I went through it myself and tried to figure out what was the best way, if this was going to be good for us. I'm a person that thrives on systems. And so I needed this. I needed something that was going to help simplify my life. So when we found it, we did it, we kind of tested it out to see if we liked it. Dan and I both did it. And I think we were pretty much in agreement at the beginning. When you have your coaching more in an organized, systematic fashion, you're able to be more successful. And so that's why I feel like this is so crucial to our businesses. So we know how to follow up and keep track of our customers and our coaches and our potentials.
So Stacey, let me make a point here based on kind of what you just said. So coaches, just what you want to hear this real clearly, is the fact that when we provide a system for ourselves, and whether you choose to use Asana or not, I'm encouraging you to definitely get some form of a system. Now, Beachbody even itself has they've got a customer tracking sheet that you could have, but I'm just being real. How many people literally carry a sheet of paper around while they're driving? Hey, I'm driving around and I got this notebook with my 3-ring binder and, hey, I talked to somebody. I'm going to write it down. Really? But you have your phone on you. And so that's what we were looking for, something that was web-based and also mobile. So you could be able to be able to do stuff on the fly. So you're not having to oh man, I forgot what I said to so-and-so and blah, 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 blah. Because in the long run, if we're able to, remember, we're equipping you to be with some essentials here, which is a system to be a successful coach, to help this be really helpful for you. So all that to say, I think you're going to get some peace of mind and then also waste less time because you'll have to go, now let's see, wait, was that a message that I sent to that person or was that an email? Or wait, was that a Twitter response? Or I don't even remember. This is going to keep it all centralized. So Stacy, let's start talking through this a little bit. You got it?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Sounds
okay,
good.
So are you sharing your screen here?
I'm going to now switch over from sharing that screen, guys. I'm going to stop this screen share. And I'm going to switch to another screen. Okay, here we go.
So Dan's going to kind of navigate while I talk. So
yeah, we tried to do it with Stacy. We can't double drive, put it that way.
Yeah.
So there we go. Share that screen. Can you see it where it says Asana Dan's personal tasks, everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
I see it. Can everyone else see it?
Okay.
Okay. So this is a system that we've chosen to use. And like what Dan was saying, if you find something else that works for you, great. But you got to find something. Otherwise, a lot of people are going to get lost in the shuffle of things. So let's start up here first. In Asana, there's a tab right there that says My Tasks at the top right here. And My Tasks is a running tally of the tasks that you're going to have for the day, for the week, for the month. So if you scroll over and look at Jamie, it says Jamie DeMeyer right there. It says April 13th. That's the day that Dan has scheduled to follow up with her. So see all these other days, May 7th, April 2nd. So this is just a running tally of your tasks. And what you're going to do every day is you open up Asana and your tasks will be right on the right. And so you can go through and make sure that you've done those things for that day. So you no longer have to think about who do I have to follow up with? When did I say I was going to send that to them? If you're doing this.
And see, so you guys can sort this by, you can sort the tasks by due date. You can sort them by task. There's different ways that you can sort that, sort them by projects even. So, and we'll talk about how we're going to organize that in a second. But you can see over on the right here, the future tasks are in black. Today's current tasks, these are people I've contacted today. These are in green, okay? And then past due tasks are here in red. Okay, so you can kind of see how that grows. And that's kind of cool because as you do in the glance, you're like, oh man, I got to get back in touch with Vinci. Oh, I've got to get back in touch with Linda here or Maria for me. You can see it. So. Right,
yeah, very cool. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what projects are. Now this database, this software system, it was designed as a team. It's like it works as being with the team. And so they call it projects, but how we're going to use it is each of these little categories, they're categorizing the type of customer that you're working with. So see how it says free challenges, prospects, customers. So we're really going to take you through a whole pipeline, kind of like a customer process that starts with a prospect, goes to a free group, goes to a client customer purchase, and then coach prospect, and then coach. So what we're going to do is walk you through each of these. So let's just come up with
Stacey, one thing we should probably mention too is this is asana.com, right? And it's free. Those are two things that is very important for you to know. So it's asana.com. You can download this. You can also get the apps on Android and it's Android and iOS. I think they have a Windows version. You have to check on that, Claire. I know that would be for you. But definitely the web-based version is available. And the web-based version even does work on your phone. It's just not as clean with the app side of things. Sorry. Okay.
That's very true. Okay. So what we're going to do is go over to your Dan's personal tasks. Mm-hmm. And let's do this. You know what? Let's first show you how to create a project. That's what I want to do. So go to projects and you're going to click the little plus button. So you'll click create a project and you'll watch that tab open up. So right here, you're going to put in a project name. So let's just say this is the first time you're in Asana, and I would say the first project you want to create is prospects.
I'm
You
going
can
to
name
call
it
it prospects 2
or
just for
something.
things not to get this confused, okay?
Yeah.
We already have a prospects.
Yeah. So he's going to create that project. So see how everything's blank here. This is your prospects 2, and you can add your first task. So you can either go to the right where it says new, and then it drops down to new task, the top right. You see that, Dan? Right there. You can do new task that way. Or you can just start typing right in the box. So what we're going to do is just pick a name.
Test dude.
Test dude. Okay, test dude. All right, so our test dude is a prospect. Now, what does prospect mean? In my Asana, my prospect means it's kind of my running list. That's family and friends. That's my warm market, my cold market, people that are potentials as being a customer. So that's how I keep my prospects. How do you do yours, Dan?
Yeah, pretty much the same way. I just, prospects for me is people who show some form of interest, or there's been some kind of an exchange that shows interest. Otherwise, they're just kind of, I don't, you can actually do like a contact, like every possible person in the world list. If you wanted to make that from the beginning and then transfer them here, we'll show you how to do that kind of stuff too as well. But prospects for me is that there's some kind of a contact that there is interest.
Yeah, I've even actually, hopefully that didn't show up. I've even actually kept, let's see, when people like my post or something, I'll even add them to my prospects list, or you can add them to a different project.
That's a form of interest, sure.
Yeah, okay. So this person is a prospect, test dude, apparently. Now what you're going to do is, if you see how the screen opens to the right and it has like an expanded screen, his name is test dude, and then under description is where I usually put how I found them, or I even link their Facebook page. So I'll just copy and paste their Facebook page so I know exactly where they're at. And then sometimes I'll write in there like, they came to my fit club, or they liked my post and then commented back, so you can write your comments there and your description either way.
Yep. And that's a running tally. Then, guys, when you look back and you're trying to remember what you talked about with this person, this will permanently be on that for them. So, and then it does it by date. So when I hit comment here, it automatically puts this on here, and then there is a date that is attached to that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is how to add a tag. Now these are really important because you can do searches for tags. So if you go up to the very top next to your paperclip, where's your tag?
Task action.
I don't see your tab. Your tag, I mean. I have a little tag that looks like a price tag on mine.
Interesting.
I don't know why yours isn't there.
Okay, well,
we'll have to restart it. But I have a little price tag, and I click the tag, and it automatically comes up with a tag underneath the description. And so I'll just write Fit Club, and then it tags it. So I know, I have all my Fit Club people in the same tag.
Gotcha. So you can add tags to this, guys, which is great.
Yeah. Okay, great. So test dude is in there. Now we're going to take him through the process. So we just had our super abs challenge and he joined. So we're going to go to we already have our project set up as free challenges. So he's going to go to, okay. So that's our free challenge. Keep prospects there. Okay, go over to your expanded tab again, and you're going to click this little, I guess it's a
pencil.
Yeah, edit pencil. You're going to click that and add the plus, and you can add him to the next group. So you can put free challenges, and it'll automatically pop up if you already have that project created. And then you can add another tag if you want, like super abs challenge. And then you can also put in the comments. So now you can see that he's a prospect and that he's done one of your free challenges. Okay, so let's say the challenge is over and you've reached out to him. So in the comments, this is where you're going to keep a running tally of his current status. So you can say, reached out to test dude. He said he was interested. And then when you type anything, automatically the date comes up, right? Like you can see the date time right next to it, which is really handy because you don't have to type in the date every time you update it.
Yep.
So type in what you did, and then it'll automatically have the running status. So what's really key is the date, the due date above. So this is what we're going to do. It says, I contacted him about the Super Ab Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
He's interested, and I said I'd follow up with him tomorrow. Like I sent him a video. So go up to the due date, and how you're going to do this, follow up. You're going to assign it to yourself first. So go to the left.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yep, got to assign it to yourself. Otherwise, it won't come in your tasks. And then go to the due date, and you're going to pick the due date for tomorrow. And he'll come up in your task now, knowing that you're going to have to send him a video or follow up with him, and what form you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now he wants to join a challenge group, and he purchased. So you're going to go up and add him to the next. You'll go up and add him to another project.
Okay. So now at this point, do you generally then take off free challenges off there?
I have, and then sometimes I don't, because this is the thing. What I like to see is where in the pipeline it's working. Like if they're not going from prospect to free challenge, something's off. If I can't get my prospect to a customer, then something's off. And that's where I kind of have seen, if they're not jumping, what's off in my systems, what's not working quite well, what do I need to tweak? Is it the way I invite? So that's why I like to see them all the way. Other coaches have just deleted them. Like they'll just delete them from prospects, they'll delete from free challenges, and then they can see they're a customer.
Sure.
So it's really up to, obviously, the coach, however they want to manage it.
Sure. Okay, so what would you put then? What do you want me to put for this next then?
So now it's a customer. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, customer. Yeah.
Because they purchased, so then you would probably say, and there'd be a process here, guys, just so you know. So they've gone through, like the Super Apps Challenge, they've followed up, everything from like sent, ever feel like this video, like this video, would be one of the steps on this, part of the 5-step invite process. And then you'd have a different follow-up date on that. And then it's just a process of, okay, and then finally at the point, then it said committed to, and then here's our next challenge, right? And this is how I've been tagging it lately, because I don't have those tags for some reason, Stacey, at this point. But I'm saying ready with a hashtag, literally hashtag ready for beach is what I've been doing, challenge. And then when I search, that will come up. Okay, it's searchable up here in the top left. All of your whole projects here are searchable that way. So I'd say committed to ready for beach challenge. So now they're officially a customer. He's bought the 21-day fix or whatever, right?
Yeah, and you can even tag that. You can tag it or do a hashtag 21-day fix, so you know what kind of program they're doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've seen also coaches, and I've done it too, is I write down what flavor of Shakeology they got.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to know. Okay. So once they've purchased, now they're one of your customers, and you can go in there and just say, okay, this is a way to manage your customers. Well, Test Dude is doing really awesome. Like he's getting results. Well,
hold on. Let's back up 2 quick seconds, because I think it's really important. This is good stuff. So one of the things that I'm very particular about, guys, is starting my customers well, right? So I want to know that, okay, that if they purchased, like this would be a good example. If they purchase tonight, they're barely going to get it in time for next Monday's launch. Okay? They're barely going to get it in time. So what I want to do for that, then if I'm doing a follow-up, I'd probably put down some kind of a follow-up, like maybe Sunday or even like Saturday, this coming Saturday, as a potential follow-up for them. And then I would make a note to myself, something to say like initial, I call it initial interview. But basically it's like the sort of the walkthrough. I like to walk through my people all the way through the whole challenge pack, the actual making of Shakeology, the fact that it's a daily thing, all that stuff, what to expect in the challenge group. I'm telling you, you do that extra 10 to 15 minutes up front, you get a customer so much more professionally feeling. They go, this is a whole new experience. See, we're so used to, guys, we're used to launching groups and things like this. Sorry to get on this kick, but give me 2 seconds. But we're so used to doing these challenge groups now. we're putting people in worlds that maybe some people have never even been in a group ever.
Yeah.
All they've only been on is on Facebook. They don't even know what a group is. And if we walk them through it, they're going to feel so much better, and then they're going to be a better participant for you. And then certainly walking them through the products as well. Sorry to I'll get off my high horse now, but that's important.
Very true. No,
Okay.
I'm really glad you said that. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so where do you want me to go from here?
Okay, so you've given them that. So now they've been doing well in the challenge, right? You said?
Yep. They're getting results. And I mean, maybe this guy works a lot. I mean, depending on how your process works, on how you prospect coaches, he has showed some interest. So then you can go up there and move him into your coach prospect project.
Okay.
You would go up there and add them again. So I think you guys can get the feel of it, that as they move through the customer process, you can move them through different stages of where they're at. And the date is vital. Like what Dan just showed, initial interview. When you connect a date to this person in your follow-up, that's how you're going to stay on top of them. That's how you're going to stay on top and they don't get lost. Okay.
It's coach prospect. So coach prospect, bam.
Yeah.
And then that would be like, when you might want to think of potential coach prospect, and then you go, okay, webinar, invite to next coaching webinar. Okay, might be an option if that's something for you. That we're trying to make those things happen now on a more regular basis for you. Coming up in this particular challenge on the 20th, it starts on the 23rd. We're going to have something for you. Okay. So there's that.
Okay. Great. So once he signs up, one thing I did want to talk about was the follow-up process on when do you make the dates.
Yeah.
So in terms of depending on your follow-up process, that's something that you need to determine. I mean, if you're going to send them a video, Dan, why don't you say you follow up with them the next day and you schedule that in your first initial invite? That's crucial. And with the coaching webinar, if they're going to watch it, that's how you would follow up. You say, here's the next coaching webinar. Here's the link. This is, so you can get them into the system, into the process. And then you say, I'll follow up with you tomorrow night, or I'll follow up with you in 2 days, and we can talk about it, what you thought about it. So
yeah. So let's say, just for kicks right now, that he is all set to go. I invite him to the next coaching webinar. The webinar, let's say, is just this coming Thursday. I'm going to have a follow-up on Friday, okay, to make sure that I've got that set in here. Now, let's go over to my tasks real quick here. So I go to my tasks. Check it out. Test dude, look where his follow-up is. It's on Friday. So when I go into my personal task each day, I'll know where they're at. And again, I can view them by due date. Okay, here's my ones that are, so for my newest and then you can kind of view it by reverse order or whatever order you want. This would be probably my preferred order, is where the stuff is that is actually out of that's past due. I should probably be taking care of those first, and then my new stuff, like current stuff, and then stuff that's coming in the future. I don't really need to look at as much, but it's nice to know, hey, test dude, I could check in with him on the the webinar or whatever, something like that. So
right. Okay, great.
Good.
All right. As far as bringing them through the coach, I mean, do you want to talk about just them going to the coach project? I think we should. Let's see. Go back to test dude.
Mm-hmm.
Where did he go?
He's right here.
Okay. Okay. So do you want to open up where is he? Okay. So now he's liked he enjoyed the webinar. You've talked about it. You followed up with him, and now he's going to become your coach. Mm-hmm. So however that process works for you in our systems, then you're going to add him to the coach project.
Current coaches is what in mine.
Yep.
Okay.
And remember, you can delete previous projects if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I would say this starts to get a little cluttered for me. This is too many for me. Especially by this point, I don't really need to know any longer that he's a free challenger. Prospect, maybe not. I might keep him as a customer still, but that's probably about as many as I would do at that point.
Okay, good. Okay, great. So now test dude is a coach, and that's the process. I mean, that's the gist of it. Now, one of the projects that I want to talk about that has really helped me is templates.
Now, before we move on to that,
okay.
If you're managing your coaches appropriately, guys, we are the whole point of doing with your coaches is that follow-up process when they start. So the due dates are just as cool for your coaches as they are for your customers. So I've got this whole sense of me doing so like when I do like coaching calls with my coaches, I have those scheduled as part of this. So I'm doing mentoring with some of my coaches right now. I have those things scheduled. And so that's part of the due dates within my stuff. And then also like, hey, do they need to get where they at? Like coach start training, coach basics, and we're moving into those. Those dates are going to be in our systems as well, which I think, kind of, so seriously, when you're trying to manage customers, like potential customers, real customers, our regular customers that you actually have, like potential coaches, and then certainly coaches themselves, trying to manage all those worlds without any forms of deadlines, kids, you're crazy. Unless you're like, seriously, and I would call Stacy an organizational guru. She can't even do this. I suck. Sorry, I'm just being real. I suck at this. So I know that I need to have the system. And if I'm not spending some time creating the system and then really disciplining myself to use the system, then it's kind of just dumb. And I might as well not even mess with it. But the truth is, a system that is used well, that is somewhat flexible for you, you're going to be in great shape. Okay, so let's go to the templates. This is important. I think you're going to love this little feature here, guys.
Okay.
Ready?
So templates is going to be your go-to place for all of your scripts. Say you saw a post from a different coach that you really loved how they worded something, you can copy and paste it in here. These are going to be the videos that you're absolutely going to need to send. So you don't have to go searching for it. You don't have to go on a website. You don't have to go looking through that like how I used to have it. I had it on Google Docs and I had to go into each of my drives and go find it. It just was, that's a good place, but it wasn't everything all in one place for me. So this was really helpful. Now, I don't know if you saw earlier today, I posted a file in the Coach Club with all of the scripts in it. And right here, you can see them as well. So first one Dan has is 21-day fix script.
Mm-hmm.
He has the 5-step invite process. And then the Shakeology, I believe, are those your videos?
These are just my videos here. Yeah, these are just video links. Okay. I have a few. This is like Tony's Shakeology. I have the Shakeology Proven one in there as well.
So really, this is up to you. This is kind of your baby. This is when you find something that works, you put it in here. Like once you found an invite that you're getting people to respond to, put it in here because you want to replicate it. You want to duplicate it and do it again.
Guys, I can't tell you how many times. So this is my 21-day fix and script here. Okay, so 21-day fix is the video. By the way, this specific video that I've got here, and it's listed in the Coach Club, you can see these, has 21-day fix back to back with Tony Horton's Shakeology. I'll say that again. It saves you the time of not having to worry about going back and forth between that. And I think that really can help you keep from having to send 2 videos. It's like, oh, hey, I got this one video. And, well, when I got this other video, and it just starts to then people are like, what? Instead of like, here, one video, watch it to the end. You got to watch it to the end, and that's great. Okay, so let me just tell you this particular scripting. I don't know how many times I've used this particular scripting. Forget who I got this from, but that is, so like I mentioned, so the point is they've seen the video before this, right? And at that point, and that's part of the 5-step invite process, we get to that point. So this is like after the 5-step invite process a little bit. And it says, so you saw the pricing of Shakeology alone in the video, right? So that says, hey, we've already got the phone, or we've already been revealed the whole price of the video, or through the video. Tony's giving you that price. Awesome thing is you get a 21-day fix workout DVDs. Now here's all they get, right? Workout DVDs, food containers, Shakeology shaker cup, food guide with recipes, workout calendar, plus a bonus DVD workout. And then you can even put like, I hate, some people put like a $19.95 value. it just starts to feel a little bit too salesy. So you have to kind of walk that border a little bit carefully. But anyway, and the 30 days of Shakeology, you know, I will say that's 30 meals because I think that's important. I've heard somebody say, I think that's a great idea. It's like, wow, yeah, that's 30 meals. What? Yep. And then all this for 160, which includes free shipping. So it's a really good deal right now. Okay. If it's 140, you know, if it's on sale for that month, I change that wording up a little bit. Okay. I can't tell you how many times I've gone in and copied that exact thing verbatim. I know many of you waste a ton of time retyping something like that over and over and over and over again. You don't need to do that. Save yourself the time and the headache and clarity. You can be helping other people by having the script set for you. Same thing, this whole process. Like we said too, these are in the Coach Club that you can copy and paste into a templates thing that you can make. Watch this video again. We're going to tell you, you know, we're going to post this thing as soon as we can so you can watch this video again and get your Asana set up for you.
Yeah, and Dan, I think it's important to note that, you know, this script is after you've developed that relationship. This is after you've, you know, did the form.
Yes.
You know, you have to make that connection first before you start throwing the script at them. So,
absolutely. And that's that initial invite point. So like, this is the 5-step process here, guys. This is right from Tommy Migrant and stuff. There's also Brittany Heller as one of our coaches on Team Symbiotic. And here's a whole scripting for her that you can use as well. So you can check that out. Any of these guys, these work. These are all proven scripts that work. This is Scotty Hobbs, is a top coach. You can look for him. This is more of a phone interview style. So you can kind of check that out, which is really pretty cool. So we've given you some different tools in here that you can then have that point. I'm also working on a customer challenge pack walkthrough. Like I mentioned, the whole interview process of how you take them through, hey, I'm going to like walk you now through, you've purchased, I'm going to walk you through the whole process of a challenge group and, you know, buying a challenge pack. This is that phone call. I'm going to have a specific scripting for that so y'all can be equipped well for that so you don't feel like it's like, exactly, this is what you would talk through, some talking points. It's not going to be exactly scripted, but some talking points. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. Yeah. You know, Jason said that's interesting. You said about Evernote.
Yes, we are recording this, Claire, by the way. Yes.
I've never used Evernote. And so I was curious to see how this compares to it. So.
It's completely, whereas Evernote's like it would be like effectively like Word documents that store where, you know, a bunch of Word documents that you kind of can store and you can search. Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is a lot more categorized. Things open within it a lot more. So it's really, really helpful. Yeah. Basically just notes. Yep.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah. And
this
there are
notes and contact tracking. Yep. Very good.
And just so okay, cool. And just so you know, this is very basics. I mean, what we're showing you is the basic. There is a lot more in here, you know, that we can dive into later on. But
yep.
I mean, there's subcategories. There's
So just as a quick note on that, this is pretty cool. So let me go back to real fast here. So let's say I am in a, I don't know, let's see, Shakeology samples. I don't know. I don't have any things in here. But if I were to add a task here, okay, so somebody I want to send a Shakeology sample to, so it's Tess Dudette, right? So here she is. I want to send it, but I can actually add a subtask to this, which is pretty cool. So let's say there's something specifically you wanted to remember about her that's like, okay, you know, loved chocolate body vibe by Vi, you know, and then so you can actually assign that as a sub, or, you know, so you can have subtasks like send, actually do this. So send chocolate, I just got rid of it. So send chocolate vegan sample. Okay. And you can even assign that a date, which is different than the overall task, right? Which is pretty cool because there's a follow-up. Let's see. So check this out, right? So I want to send that out tomorrow, but my follow-up with her is actually 5-6 days later when she's going to receive that, right? Otherwise, it's silly for me to have a follow-up. Does that make sense? but that's where, so it's really, really pretty cool. Oops, I was on unnamed task, but yeah, so test, do that. Bam.
Yeah.
So it's really robust, guys, in that respect that you can now have double reminders, which is awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
Okay.
Great. Okay, now the last thing that I was going to say was, I know this can seem overwhelming, but it's really important to remember that you just need to start where you're at. Don't go backwards. It will be too much for you to go back and try to add everyone you've ever talked to, and then you won't do it and you won't use it. So my advice to you, and I think Dan would back me up on this 100%, is take what you have now. If you had people in the Super Abs Challenge, I mean, that was not too far back. That's what you should use. Write down their names. Start somewhere. Start with whoever you're talking to and just move forward. Don't go back.
That's so good, because we tried, honestly, with Stacy. She entered all these people from my past in there, and they're just sitting in there. I'm not redoing anything with them. I just got too many people that are active. I'm not going to bring up all these sleepers for me, and try to make them active. So
I mean, that's sitting money. Literally, when you put someone's name in there, that's money sitting there waiting to be capitalized on.
Yes. So really, really critical. So Stacy, thank you on that. I'm going to share one more screen here. Go back. Where are we? Yep, we're over here. Share that screen back. Okay, so we covered a little bit about that. Now, like we said, we want to keep these calls reasonably short. We're a little bit long this time, but I think it's very critical, very valuable stuff that you're going to be getting. Now, Monday, March 23rd, okay, at 9, so that's going to be next week. We want to talk a little bit more about this particular topic. I didn't get a picture in here. I was supposed to do it, but anyway, it was going to be the whole idea of squeezing coaching into life. So trying to fit coaching into life. And Asana is going to be part of that. But what we really want to do is to try to talk about our schedule a little bit more with you. And I feel sometimes right now, some of the issues that we have, so I mentioned some of you guys, like the pressure being on to invite, say, to fill up a challenge group, right? Often has to do with the fact that we aren't maybe managing our time properly on a regular basis. Now, I'm going to give 3 perspectives on this. And Jason, we're going to ask you to deliver on this. We're going to ask Stacy again as a stay-at-home mom-ish kind of a person now as well. And then I'm going to speak from a little bit more of a full-time perspective on this as well. But we want to talk about how to manage your schedule in order to fit coaching into your life. Because honestly, guys, if we can tell you all this stuff to do and give you all these tools, but if we don't help you fit that into life, then we're really not equipping busy coaches, right? We're just we're adding a load to busy coaches. So we're going to try to help you schedule it into your life, but even big picture. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the why and how we give our people, how we can develop that strong why. So every day we are prioritizing the things that are important, and then having those things hit the schedule, which of course then coaching, if this is important to you, is going to make sure that it hits the schedule on a daily basis, because we are out here to help you. I'll say it again. So we do this. I do this a lot. I don't know why. I just like to. I'm just one of those reiterators. I know I'm boring with it, but I do want to just like why we're here, because we are definitely here to help you guys. And thank you so much for listening. We'll try to post this as soon as we can. Hope you have a
Dan,
great.
do you want to see if anyone has any questions?
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you. Any questions you want to type into the chat? You can unmute yourself as well. Got some peoples. Very good. If you don't have questions, that's great. Please, as we're going to post this in the group, go ahead and tag your downline. Anybody you feel, or any friends, success partners, anything like that you feel would benefit from this. This is good stuff. Can app on phone sync with computer? Yes. Which is awesome. Yep. It's almost insta sync, which is great.
It also syncs with your calendar as well.
Oh yeah, that's really cool too. Yep.
Yeah.
So
at the top, it says calendar, and you can sync with Google Calendar. And
Claire found it on Windows Phone, so that's great. So I highly recommend, if you have a Gmail account, guys, signing up with Asana with the Gmail account. Okay. that automatically will help you link your Google Calendar to it. So then you can have reminders if you want to do those. Okay? Awesome, guys. Love this team. Love you. Love your hard work. Stacy, I want to let's give it up for Stacy. Come on.
Thank you, Dan. Wait, I don't get a wrap?
Say what?
I don't get a wrap?
Yo, say Stacy. So
I'm just
Stacy
kidding.
is the Asana queen. She's really keeping it tall. She's really keeping it mean. Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
There we go. Guys,
Thank you.
crazy. Love you. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.